let's shut that off. So I am just at home recovering from some surgery I had on my back. Can you see that? No, probably not. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm hoping it heals in time for spring and summer backcountry camping. We'll see how that goes, but you know, it's in a terrible spot right where the canoe and the backpack sit. Hiking the Upper Track Trail in October with the wife, and that'll be fun. I'm not sure if a couple of our friends will join. We'll see how that goes, but she asked if we can go back because we tried last year? And the trail was flooded out. So here we go. I decided I would start making some meals, so I got ground beef underway. There's a second batch here. We make a lot of our dehydrated meals ourselves. A lot of them we just assemble here and make them while we're out there. Spaghetti, awesome. Butter chicken, awesome. As dehydrated meals. Yesterday I did another batch of mushrooms and a bunch of chicken breast. So I'm gonna be doing some vegetables. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do broccoli. I might just bring a fresh crown of broccoli when we go. So I think it'd be nice to have the crunch of fresh broccoli. So I might do that. We'll see. I might dehydrate some also to add to like certain meals, but anyway, I'm at home. I'm recovering, and I figured what a better opportunity just set up some backcountry dehydrated meals. So that's what we're doing. Our calendar is packed. So we're really looking forward to this summer. We had a lot of wildfires and dry conditions last year, so we weren't able to get out as much as we wanted to. I think I got out one time in the fall, which is crazy. Yeah, so, which wasn't bad because it let us go out to like Calgary and Banff and Canmore and hike a mountain and see some of our friends that are out there. So if I put every tray in here, it would take longer, right? So I can't really give you a time, but just go until they're dry and light and you don't feel any moisture. What I would recommend is once you think they're dry, take one out, let the machine keep going, take one out, let it acclimate. And if you need more time, you need more time. Because I'm making lots, I will use the food saver or the vacuum sealer too. I can always just cut the bag open, but if you let a bunch of your food spoil, it's no good. And I keep it in the freezer, it gives me more life. And I use one of these oxygen absorbent pads. You can get food grade ones from the store. You can order them in, I'm sure Amazon or anywhere has them. Probably a local place might have them also. And that's what I do for mushrooms. For chicken, you can do it with tuna also if you want to do tuna. I don't really care for tuna. Like if I'm going to have fish, I'm going to have fish, right? I'll just catch a fish and eat that, right? So, but if I want chicken, packed in water, very important. You don't want anything packed in oil. Oil goes rancid, you don't want that. You want a high meat protein percentage and you want extra lean. You want that with your ground beef. You want that with ground pork. You want that with everything. So what I do is I'll take this and I'll set, it comes in chunks. See how it says chunks? But it shreds if you just break it apart into little thin pieces like this. So I will lay that on the trays on an evenly, just like this is. And there you go, let that dry. For meat, you want to do a little bit higher. I would recommend maybe close to 150, but use what the health regulations say for you to do. And for ground beef, I do ground pork and ground beef also. I've done ground turkey, I've done ground chicken, but I find that's so expensive. And honestly, I prefer, if I'm going to do chicken, this is perfect because it's canned. I could buy it. It's relatively cheap. You get 6 of these for like, I don't know what, a couple bucks. And it is absolutely perfect. I often forage my own mushrooms. A little bit of a rough season for mushrooms. We had like the worst drought in century, maybe. I don't know. Like, it was crazy. We weren't even allowed to go in the backcountry because it was so dry. There was forest fires everywhere. It was ridiculous. So anyway, so I bought mushrooms. I'm out of my wild mushrooms. But what I will do is, if I'm in the forest, if I'm doing backcountry, camping, canoeing, whatever, hiking, and I see mushrooms, wild mushrooms that I know are safe to eat and delicious, I will pick them fresh and I will add them. So this is the meat. I'm just giving it a stir. That's almost done. That's almost perfect right there. So then what I will do is, mind the mess, I've been going hard. Is I will take this and I will put it in a strainer. I like metal with lots of holes. You will see people, if you watch other videos, you'll see people blot this with paper towel. You could do that. It works. But the point is to get as much grease out of there as possible because it goes rancid, right? If you're using it in a day or two, no big deal. But if you're doing it now like I am, and you're going, like it's January, and you're going to be using this throughout the summer as late as October when we go for our hike, then you want to make sure it's good. So what I will do is I'll dump that in there. And then, I should have said this earlier, but you want everything really small. So I will use like a potato masher and I will crush it all, you know, so it's all small. Anyway, and then I will turn on the hot water and make sure it's hot. And the reason why I do that is because we don't want the grease, right? So that's why I don't bother seasoning it. I figure I can add seasoning after and it's just as good. So I just really give that a good rinse. See all the grease coming out of there? You don't want that in your dehydrator. You don't want that in your food. You don't want that in your storage. That is like the worst thing you can do. So I just let that drain and get as much out as I can. When I make this, I mix 1 pound of meat to half a cup of breadcrumbs. You can use seasoned if you want or whatever. And what that does is it helps it rehydrate better and it tastes more chewy than chunky. Like people say gravelly, I guess, but that I've never eaten gravel, but you can use your imagination and think what it tastes like or what the texture is. So I don't know, I've done it, always done it this way, and it's always been really great. If you've made it without breadcrumbs and it's worked or it hasn't worked, let us know. I've never done it. I hear it's shit. Also, we have world-class catfishing in our backyard. We don't live far from Lockport, Manitoba, Canada. And here's a little flex. We'll do some of that this summer too. So, and once I'm done that, I let it drain. And then I lay it out on a baking sheet. And then I flatten it out and then I pick it up like that. I find it easier to get it even. And then I just lay it out like that. And like that. And then I put in the dehydrator for anywheres of, I do 150-ish, give or take, sometimes 160, depends. And obviously if you're doing something with salmonella, you want to really make sure that like that timing is really, that heat temperature is really important. But when I do vegetables, I just do like these frozen vegetables that are chunks. These beans aren't actually the greatest because they hold in a lot of moisture, but that's okay. They'll be all right. being frozen, they're already blanched and ready to go. Whereas if you use fresh vegetables, say from your garden, you gotta like chop them, peel them, blanch them, make sure they're ready, like make sure they're good. So those are perfect. I just use frozen vegetables and they are wonderful. Look out for dandelions. Apparently they come in the frozen vegetables. Look at that. Inside my frozen vegetables for dehydrating. I'm not a huge fan of like fruit roll-ups, so I don't really do fruit leathers, but I will do like spaghetti sauce leathers. So I get a bulk container. Where is that? Maybe one more up. Yeah. Oh gosh. I get a bulk container of spaghetti sauce and I put them on those trays and dehydrate that so it's leathery. Or you can dehydrate it entirely and then break it up so it's powder, whatever you prefer. This just happens to be what I have in the pantry right now. I do gravies sometimes when I do like shepherd's pie. I'll add that to that. And seasoning packet like this. Like, you don't need to like make it difficult. Like, the seasoning's already ready. So like, just bring this with your stuff, right? Bring this with your meals so you can just add that to it. So buttered chicken, usually this is a first. I've never done this one. I've never done any of these. Normally I bring actual paste out. For curries, this is what I normally take out. I'll take this stuff. This stuff's really good. You can adjust how much you want. It's awesome. I wish you could smell that. It's so good. Anyway. I'm blessed because the wife's family owns a Thai restaurant. Go check them out if you're in Winnipeg. But yeah, so when I cook Thai curry, make it all from scratch with palm sugar and everything, and cooking coconut milk. It is like the greatest thing. So if you get an opportunity to try that, I would recommend doing so. Yeah, I like matzaman, I like red curry, I like yellow. Yellow is awesome with crayfish or crawdads if you're from the south. Anyway, they have crayfish and that is wonderful. If you can get a bunch of those, that would be great with yellow curry. I get to eat these like once a year. This is some I bought, but they are not the same having fresh. Some of our lakes have some and they are outstanding, but they are far and few between. You can do it with red also, but yeah, that's the ticket. Anyway, I'm going to try some of these packets out. Maybe they've sat there for a while and I don't know, I just don't mind carrying out the extra stuff to make it the way I like it. So, but what we would do for butter chicken is we would get this and just dehydrate it, and one jar would make for one meal for 4 people, right? We make all kinds of different meals, and yeah, my go-to ones are spaghetti with meat sauce, butter chicken, stroganoff, shepherd's pie, chili beef macaroni. You can buy the store-bought ones. I really like the pad thai with chicken. That one is awesome. The lime is a really great, like, you'll understand if you buy that one and try it, but the lime is really great. It gives you a little bit of peanut butter, which is kind of weird, but it's shelf stable, so which is why they probably do that. And that one's full of flavor. I really like that pad thai one, but they make a ton that are so good, but they're so expensive. So we make a lot of our own and they are fabulous. So yeah, we'll keep posting videos. If you like what you're seeing, let us know. And yeah, if you want to see videos specific on how to do something for a dehydrated meal, write in the comment section below. If you're all good, then maybe you're interested in one of the videos off to the, I guess that's your right, my left, your right. So. Yeah, coming.